Honorable members, you may now get quorum. May now ask him, Member Blorabal, by leading me Plamatem prayer.
Let us all come before God in prayer. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you in the name of Jesus Christ, your Son. Father, as we come before you, we acknowledge your being the only uncreated being in this entire universe. You are also Spirit. You are the Alpha and the Omega of everything, including us men. You are omnipotent, all-powerful. You are omniscient, all-knowing. You know each and every one of us members of this parliament and every other person in the gallery who will be observing. You know us inside out. Nothing in the whole of creation is hidden from you. That is why you have the name omniscient and all-knowing God. You are omnipresent. You are present with us, whether we are conscious of your presence or not. We praise you and we thank you, Father, for all that you are to us. Father, we come before you this morning once again, asking for the guidance of you, Holy Spirit of God, to lead us in our deliberations this morning on behalf of your people. We praise you, we thank you. Cleanse us as we go into our meeting today. Cleanse us with your precious blood. We surrender ourselves to you now. This is our prayer, and we ask it from you, Father, in no other name but the precious name of Jesus Christ, who taught us to pray, saying, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Honorable members, I wish to acknowledge the presence of grade 6, 7, 8 students and teachers from Sacred Heart Berina Primary School in Kairuku District, Central Province are present in the public gallery. On behalf of the National Parliament, I extend to them a very warm welcome to Parliament. Are there any petitions? Notices? Honourable members, question time. Honourable member for notice.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Nela asking question nogat talk sawe. Egola Minister of Civil Aviation and the Lands Minister take note of this question. Early 2024, February, I think I asked the same question on this floor of Parliament regarding the aerodrome land around Jackson International Airport, and it might go through other airports of our provinces. Early there's a eviction notice at Malolo Estate. And when we go to the map, we see that Malolo Estate is not near to the flying path. It's at the side of ATS and going this way down to 9 Mile. And I would like to ask the Minister if we got any plan to extend this area under the development of aerodrome or otherwise, if we can release the land to NCDC, we can accompany the settlement to SAWA program, because the land has been developed by the residents there through the arrangements with the landowner, customary landowners. And when we do our total research and we check that Gazette number 57 of 2010, they classify this land as aerodrome. And they also classify one of the institutional houses in Coney as aerodrome too. And then when I see that, also the other foreign companies going along right next to the perimeter fence doing development. So where is our people that are already developed, investing their little money to come up with feminine structures? So I asked the minister if we got plan on that area, which claimed to be aerodrome, if they got a development plan. But since the city is growing, me and my governor are ready to capture disabled under my settlement to SAWA program. So if the minister can respond to that one so that we can accompany them under our settlement to SAWA program, because people has been there for more than 30 years. That's question number one. Question number two, the aerodrome in land itself, if the minister can look at Gazette number 57 and talk with the lands minister to review that Gazette, because some of the land that they capture under this aerodrome, it does not specifically under aerodrome. So they have to review that one so that we can specifically capture the flying part, the wing part, flying wing, from the eastern side and the western side, and then the other length going ATS, coming back to airways. So that's my two questions. One, do they have the plan for Saiwara and people on the aerodrome outside of the perimeter of real aerodrome? Number two, do they have to revisit the Gazette 57, 2010 on the aerodrome road said they can specifically identify where the aerodrome boundary. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All members, before me give him Luk Savel or Minister, me like Chai like Tok Savel Sama. You may use him 2+ system now. All speaker, all earpiece by nona walk. Now you may use him 2+ system. I'm stop on top long. Table belong you blow one. Now long time. You may get time adapt, you may use him all plus system. But all clock by control him longer. Mr. Minister for Civil Aviation.
Thank you, good plan Minister. Good plan Leader. To ask him, good plan ask him. Me talk thank you. Big plan look save me and me look him also plenty ground where airport the stop long end or ground where place balus. And me on him long end plenty he been go out illegally. Only no go through the proper way lo kisim. Me look him sambla as why come up in his lo must be long end you talk sambla something you go and me go out finish. I think this morning me meet him a lawyer man and been back him mention legally law. Sambla power play come up na this la ground you go finish that's all Arab plus one or something stuff upside down me talk so also illegally go. Time me come in also minister me put him stop. Na bantry must come up place clear. Something below place balus and something below place balus. Now something belong yubla and something below yubla. Now you must operate outside law bantry below you me
you may not can come inside law plus balus. People like make him plant something, you saw. People one you may man, he got wisdom na, and all its understanding na you may sign up long election. Time me for sim display ministry, me like make him some big plus tennis, law country, na long airports blow you may. So all got the ground long country where 22 airports is down, me talk no gat. Next week, by me you see him some blah. What I go out, now all police by start law. Rausim all keta. Now people are like Banisim area. Even you been live there for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, still by you lose him. You by vacate him. So that you can make him. You all keta at least travel outside of this country. Some big hotels now. All Arab something and stop close to the airport. And people are like him display kaina. People are like him display can come up. So that you can make him some progress long airports below you. Some priority areas that people are like look people are like Bantry, put him Bantry lot display good. Not too also people me papain him out some heavy inside lot display. Some areas that even the government departments, government something too you may like make him lot display. That's all Prime Minister and all ministers now, all members of Parliament. Good plan long give him ground. Yet some heavy you may have go inside too. Na kind of same so. You must look good na talk lot display. People are still work law kisim information na kisim long all Arab big play airports below you may how you may can make him Jackson's airport and by progress. Also big airport city na maybe you mean improve him or parking bay na you may make him running or runway. Also last time you make at 737 where me cut tire flat long runway na you may kiss him timely click you may divert him or flights you come maybe you may can make him narabla tubla or side so that only can meet him display runway so that Narabla got heavy and can send down long halfway, Narabla, Tubla, or one play can in operations na kind something all same. So some big plans that Mipla he got na me work law talk around na some man investors he come law invest long big city na Mipla need him ground. You like give him ground law NEC or law airport am right. That's why you like kiss him and tabu. You may not have kissing one black ground or display up. So display all talks away by go out. One him technical, one him title, one him function, or one him you name him MMA Tamblo to Masmino clear that. So as long as airport where plus balus na mibla NEC look out him long end nogat. I'm by non happy go. Now you must think big. Now you may can develop him Jacksons. Not to me like talks have too also mibla ready long. Mount Haken Airport, 40 million, please. State enterprise, take note na. One him, Guinea, please give him some money. Na mibla start him. Mibla ready finish. Na mibla ready long display. Toku progress go. Close to by come up. Na mibla by sawe maybe 3 million, maybe 40 million. But you may can look him na. You may can put him money out na kind of sem so. Please help us to help you so that you can have a smooth flow in and out of this country or enjoy your domestic.
Interrupting you.
And in,
you can pushing through China.
oh, sorry. Thank you. I think Emtasol, yeah. Emtasol, so thank you very much.
Honorable Mr. Governor for Southern Islands. Honorable Governor, me no giving floor law you yet. Me no giving floor law you law. Honorable Governor, me no respond law point of order yet. Okay, you can ask him one point of order you.
Point of order me also me plan no na harm you. So you me no na harm you. So talking about staff blow by organizing Speaker blow you, microphone blow you, what am something lo hap where you by talk na mipla by harem you. So we can't hear what you're saying. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Speaker. My apologies. Thank you.
Honorable Governor, point of order, you maybe make him announcement. Say work him announcement finish. You may use him nuclear system now. You may operate this like. You please by non of work. So you may use him nuclear system. Time speaker I pick him you. Now you look him red light you on him. By can give him point of order or you can give him talk below floor. At the clear. Mr. Honorable Governor for Southern Islands.
Thank you. Mr. Assistant Speaker, my series of questions without notice is directed to the good Minister for Works and Highways, the Honorable Solan Medicine. My questions, Mr. Assistant Speaker, relates to the stop work, abandoned sealing of highway from Mendi to Poroma to Nipa and to Hela. Mr. Assistant Speaker, the sealing of this road from Mendi to Poroma to Nipa and to the Hela province right now is an eyesore. After the national government awarded the road sealing contract to Oceanic Construction Company some years, in 2021 or thereabout, Mr. Speaker, my people of Nipa, Poroma, Nembi Plateau, and Kutubu are complaining. When will the sealing of this road commence, as there is nothing happening after the contract was awarded? Mr. Assistant Speaker, this road is important. Karem, Kagoblo, PNG, LNG, Ego Kam. Namipla, Ilon, Simdispla, contract, Sampla, Iego finish, now work in or start. So me ask him, Minister for Works, can you assure my people, the province, when will this sealing work start? Secondly, Mr. Assistant Speaker, how much money has been paid by the government to this contractor for this work to date? I say this because the people of Southern Highlands need to know the contractor has stopped work. The contractor has been blaming the state for not honoring the contract. And after following through works, they have advised us that money has been paid. So we are going around in circles looking for a contractor and coming back to the state. So some clarity must be made to the people on the progress of work and how much has been paid on this very important national highway. Thirdly, Mr. Assistant Speaker, I note that the government has been paid close to 10 to 14 million in tax revenue by ExxonMobil and the PNG LNG partners. Right now you go to Tindom Hill in Nipa, saving the PNG LNG footprint. This section of the highway is not possible for any vehicles to travel. There's no LNG cargo going up that way. And then you leave Nipa Secondary School, going towards Magarima, that road is gone. The highway on this hill has been washed away, and many big trucks carrying cargoes to the LNG site are not able to travel this road, Mr. Speaker. Can the Department of Works assure our people to carry out immediate emergency maintenance work on these critical sections of the national highway? Finally, Mr. Speaker, the questions on sealing of this road from Mendi to Poroma to Nipa and to Hela has been raised time and again in this honorable house. by leaders from the Southern Highlands province, including the member for Nipa Kurubu and now Minister for Defense, the Honorable Dr. Billy Joseph. And I'm requesting, through you, Mr. Acting Speaker, for the Minister of Works to bring the Secretary and officials of the Department of Works, the contractor Oceanic Construction, and the Southern Highlands government officials, including myself, and the member for Nipa Kurubu, Minister, and now Minister for Defense, the Honorable Dr. Billy Joseph, for a final roundtable conference to deal with this matter once and for all and give assurance, because we are approaching election year in 2027, and this is one of the key impact projects in my province, saving the PNG LNG in this country. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. Mr. Minister for Works and Highways.
Thank you, through you, Assistant Speaker. Let me thank the good governor for Southern Highlands for the good pertinent questions on the road filling and also the contractor Oceanic Limited to state ME Kisim for contract Law Mendi, Golo Poroma, Golo Nipa, Nago, Asem Law, Amboa Golo, Amboa Nipa. This Plahap road, we got 2+16, Mendi go Law Nipa, Na Nipa go Amboa, Hela, Napla contractor Ibn Kisim. So let me answer some of those questions, serious questions that he raised. The Mendi Nipa to Amboa Hela is a Highlands highway. It's a Highlands highway, and also it's a very important road. That leads to Hela. Let me answer those questions in a statement form so you can aware of what's happening with the road. Mr. Speaker, Assistant Speaker, currently the Construct Oceanic Limited, which is a local contractor from Southern Highlands, is working on that section between Mendi to Nipa Station, Koselo Poroma, Nagogotalo Nipa Station. Mr. Assistant Speaker, Construct Oceanic Limited is working from Mendi town, start from Kibru Junction to Nipa Secondary School. The contract section is almost about 58.6 kilometers at a contract cost of 221.8 million. The contract commenced in November 2021 and is expected to be completed by March next year. So we've got almost 6 to 7 months to go for the completion of the road section. Mr. Assistant Speaker, the contractor, Construct Oceanic Limited, has been paid according to our records, 85.3 million from the works and highways. Kina in progressive work claims. So he lost his invoice, we pay him almost 85.3 million. Kina in progressive work claims. The contractor was also paid 34.5 million as advance payment in 2021. When the contract was signed, we paid advance payment. Advance payment, 34.5 million was paid. In total, the contractor has been paid almost 119.8 million. Kina, the contractor has been paid 54% of the total contract without contract amount, with a balance of 46% remaining. Mr. Assistant Speaker, the contractor has been on site for the last 43 months which is equivalent to 3 years and 7 months. The contractor has a balance of only 7 months before the contract is lapsed. The contractor has been already used up almost 82% of the time, and work on site is only 36%. Mr. Assistant Speaker, in relation to physical works progress on the site, the contractor, Construct Scenic Limited, has only achieved 36%, which is equivalent to 21 kilometers of road works so far. It has only sealed, the contractor has only sealed 6 kilometers of road and 23 kilometers of pavement works and 20 kilometers of drainage works. Mr. Speaker, as far as my department is concerned, we have honored the state commitment in paying the contractor 54% of the contract amount at almost 120 million in total payments since he got a contract in 2021. However, the contractor has only done 36% of the works while being on site for the last 3 years and 7 months, and saying that government has not honored the commitment. That was lie. Mr. Assistant Speaker, the contractor Construct Scenic Limited has been paid extra 18% in comparison to physical works and financial payments to date. The contractor is 28% behind time for the completion and has an outstanding work of almost 64% more to go, yet to complete. The contractor has only 7 months to complete the 64% outstanding works, which is not possible. Mr. Assistant Speaker, let me appeal to the people of Southern Highlands and also Governor, good Governor for Southern Highlands, that we will as a good contract administration from my department, I will direct my department officers to ensure such poor performing contractors will be dealt with accordingly under the terms and conditions of the contract as considered by good governor. We will meet with, also let me appeal to you that we will meet you and the team from Southern Highlands to solve this problem once and for all, as you have stated. After the meeting today, I will direct my team to that, including the leaders of Southern Highlands, even the Hela as well too, because that road is important road from Mendi to Hela as well. So I will get my team to meet us today, this evening or tomorrow morning, and we'll sort that out. Finally, Mr. Assistant Speaker, particular project has been also audited by the external auditors engaged by the PMN department as well too. So that particular section of the road is also under audit as well. So let me appeal to the people that we will have the audit report. We will also sit down today or tomorrow, and after that we will find a way forward for that road to be sealed, because that road is very important road. So let me appeal to the people of Southern Highlands and the Hela that we will come down hard on this road to make sure the road is sealed. The other question on maintenance, we also are working on some maintenance on that road as well, and also the other contractor who got the road from Ambua to Nipa to Ambua to Hela is doing fantastic job. The road is sealing, so you compare the both contractors who got the contracts at the same time. The other one is going to complete it very soon, and the other one didn't progress the work very well. So I think it's a good concern raised by the governor for Hela, Southern Highlands, and we will sit down and get this solved. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Honorable Member for Comolia, your supplementary.
In any contract being awarded, Deputy Speaker, Assistant Speaker, the supervision team has to come from the Works Department, and there had to be proper justifications before you do the payment. So, in this awarding of contract, there's a suspicious deed. So, there must be a proper investigation. Be called forthwith. And secondly, whoever engineers, supervision engineers involved must be sacked immediately. They are the one who's going to take lead and do the proper justification before payments are made. And we need to track down whoever engineers who signed that document of the invoices of before the payment. So all these things, whoever is involved, there must be a proper investigation need to carry down and check them down the line. So make sure this. Me asking the question, go Minister of Works, all this must properly be dealt with. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Mr. Minister. Honorable Governor for Morobe, what is your point of order?
Time indicator is known, so how do we know that how much time left? How much time would you have? So can you clarify this, Mr. Speaker?
Time on the place of.
Honorable Governor, your point of order is in order. I think Chair bin talks how we are now finished. Mipla that time mipla use him at up longer them you may use all plus system the time so time only or clock will control him long yeah. So time up by Chair talks how we some question time mipla emi finish now. I think behind law whatever by only stratum na by play looking. Thank you. Mr. Minister.
Thank you, Member for Como Uria, for a good supplementary question. That's why we have the audit recommended the road to be audited. So there'll be audit recommendations coming out. That's point one. Two, MIPLA, IGATOL process where all recommendations, all work reports will come from the provincial works team on the ground up to the sign of the payment. So you got process and stuff. So we paid through normal process, but along the way, system, straight, the audit team will be auditing that road, so they will recommend to us what happened. So one time display, Assistant Speaker, thank you.
Honorable Member for Kanatu, your supplement.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Now, this is an important aspect of the development in our country when we talk about road developments and funding that's been committed by the government for this program. And we see a large part of the budget being spent on roadworks. Now, the Minister for Works just admitted that they have made payments, upfront payments, without actual work being done. Now my question is that the way the Works Department is procuring road contracts in this nation? That's the first question. The second question, supplementary question is, how did Works Department procure contracts and award a contract to a company that's been paid almost 100 million kina, perhaps more than that, and they've not even done close to 80 or 90% of work. It has not, according to his admission, met the deadlines set for the work to be completed. And the next question is, what are the monitoring and implementation processes within the Works Department? As I understand, in road contract like that, there is something called an implementation schedule, and the engineers supervise the works. And upon completion of certain parts of the roadworks, the engineer certify an invoice and pay as the work has been progressively. Is that process been implemented? Or how is Works Department allowing payments to be made upfront to contractors who do not even have the capacity to deliver works? We have seen money being squandered in works contracts in this nation, and other services are lacking money. The schools are about to be closed now. TFF has not been paid on time. And if we are diverting large chunk of the budget to roadworks, there has to be proper monitoring and management plans. And so is the Works Minister telling us that Works Department, his department, is going to sleep on their job? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Minister.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. A good question from the member for Kainantu. The connectivity program is a legislated program. Papua New Guinea needs more money to put into roads to connect everybody. With roads, you can have people to access to government services and also grow economy. All can go to market. So I think as a responsible government have made the right decision to legislate the connectivity program. And now we can see many remote, isolated communities seeing roads coming out. And people without roads are appreciating the government effort to connect them by roads. People with roads are talking down connectivity program. Let's go back to the questions that raised. We have, under the Works Department, to procure, to give contracts, award contracts. It's a stringent process. We have almost 14 to 16 processes that goes through before awarding a contract. When a contractor is awarded a contract and is on the ground, we have to pay mobilization. And when we pay mobilization, there is a contract time frame. So within the time, we have to pay this contract. It's the contractor that needs to perform on the road, on the contract that he gets. And we have a process. Once the contractor gets a contract, the Works Department sends engineers. Also, contractor has his own engineers on the ground too. And the provincial works team come in as well. So this contract has been given, and procurement process, everything was followed. But the payments on time and also check to pay the contractor to continue to work. The work that output that he performed was not to the standard. That's why we have that process now, and we are changing some of the progress or procurement, also supervision, monitoring, all these ones, and we plus start law improving. That's why this is one of the roads that we have asked audit team to go in as well. So once they recommend to us, we will start getting hard and also refer this contractor, terminate the contract, and work on the other contractor to move in. So these are processes we are going through. All still some monitoring or something, and we play that is the process now. We will improve it. So I think as we move on, connectivity program started in 2021. So as we move on, most of the progress, we play by time law, improving. So this is some of the things that is happening. So we like Asurim house, but the people are saying we are trying all of our best to make sure contractors are paid, make sure contractors do their work. If they don't do their work, there is penalties that we will have to implement. So we like Asurim's house. Thank you. Through you, Assistant Speaker.
Honorable Governor for ECP.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. Asking Blomi no talk sabe me like asking Minister of Agriculture so let me no start. So me by directing me go along Honorable Prime Minister suppose I mean upload back him. Mr. Assistant Speaker, me kisim talk sabe come long all retailers also. You got a problem with them kakruk supply inside long country.
And now?
Hap talk sabe come to also online lo zena getting one pla chicken production facility belong all emi Paya ikukim na more than 60,000 plakakrok inday. Now, me preface him asking Blomi. Me understand also he got some like in ban stop namelo Nakia, where he stop him import long kakroki come long Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand now yet not lo supply kakrok lo Papua New Guinea because only decide also people belong only need him kakrok. Now, Mr. Speaker, plenty all decision long, mipla long government is affecting all ordinary man Mary side. So me like asking Prime Minister also. Number one, enough me direct him online long Nakia long. Uplift him despla heavy oligat one time Australia. Lo supply him kakroki kam lo mipla. Because long time now yet you can look him also kakroki start lo sort all around the country. Because all producers lo lay nap long meet him demand where stop inside the country. Number one. Number two, enough me ask him all line lo nakia long straight him so that behind time by no got same kind heavy come up where all decision long only give him heavy loan people blow me blood all ordinary citizens like Gona buy him kakarok. Na suppose I mean no nap lo give him this la back him now. Suppose Prime Minister enough lo give him one plan undertaking where he can come back tomorrow or next week now. Give him some back him. But our all retailers blow you me, only need him this assurance because only give him talk sawe also. Kakruk and by run out. So this advance warning, only try and talk one time Nakia. Nakia like long, harim talk long retailers. Also only bring him come lo me, lo bami raise him inside lo display. Honorable House. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker.
Mr. Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. We'd like thank you for question long regional member of the ICP Governor. Bed law ask him this important question. Pastor through we look so long all visitors long public gallery. More importantly, all picking me long Sacred Heart School long Barena. You come long Parliament. Sincere welcome to Parliament once again. The question is important. But I want to also indicate when Nakia ceased importation of processed chicken from outside due to bird flu, there arose an opportunity for local producers of chicken, especially our people in the markets, to rise up to produce. The consumption of chicken in our country is almost over 500 million kina industry. The consumption threshold is at around 500 million kina. It's an opportunity for our local farmers to step up and produce to fill in that void. And I want to encourage all our people right across our country, if there is a mother selling chicken in a market, go to that mother, buy the chicken from her than anywhere else. Stopping food importation is a priority of this government. Chicken is the easiest place where we could substitute imports, as well as piggery and other source of protein. We want to also migrate to that space at the very earliest. I noted Governor's reflection that the manufacturers or producers of chicken in our country, and they're also local companies. So we want to encourage them to go into this space. The government policy overarching would be that at a point in time, no more importation of chicken. And so we want to work. Minister of Commerce is on the drive to, I beg your pardon, international trade, and in fact Commerce, both of them on a drive to work with those chicken processing companies in our country, the poultry companies, to ramp up production locally instead of relying on import of cheap chicken from Asia or from Australia or elsewhere. But in any case, to address the deficiency on the shelves right now, I give an undertaking that we will talk to NACIA without compromising our standards. If NACIA could work to uplift the ban or moratorium on ban to fill in that void, but in mid-term to long-term, I want to encourage every SMEs out there. You may have finished long one block, leader block country where he's an advocate law, public interest, regional member belong. Even a speaker me talk. You got chicken need law production. Given time law, Mama Group, Papa Group, youths, producing chicken, supply Mosby, supply Lay, supply Wiwek, supply Hagen, supply my local community, needy stuff. Let's produce locally. And he may encourage him the chain of assisting chicken production in our country to grow. But for the temporary relief measure, I give assurance we'll ask NACIA to look into uplifting the importation, but that is something on the temporary. In the mid-term to long-term, we must stop chicken imports from outside and produce locally. Thank you.
The Governor for sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Just a couple of things I wanted to comment on. I think the point by Governor Morbe is quite important because we don't know the actual time for the question time. If time is running out and some of us still want to ask questions, it makes it difficult for us to request an extension. So that's an issue that I think we need to have rectified. Also, it's difficult for supplementary questions or points of order if the speaker is not picking it up at where the member is sitting. Just some points I thought I'd bring to your attention. My questions are directed to the Minister for Transport. If the Minister is here, I can't see him here, so I will redirect my questions to the Prime Minister instead. And the questions are in relation to the Road Transport Authority, a newly created entity that has now started to create chaos in Papua New Guinea, insofar as obtaining a license or renewing your license is concerned, or registering your vehicle is concerned. This used to take between 30 minutes to an hour. Now it's taking an entire day, we are informed. And there are many complaints on social media, wherever you care to listen, from concerned citizens about the problems they are facing with Road Transport Authority. Recently, this organization has taken over the functions from MVIL, which performed this function quite well. And provinces partnered with MVIL, and MVIL carried out this function quite well, and then paid us our portion of the revenues. Now with RTA, there's confusion. RTAs are not operating in provinces. They seem to be operating only in Port Moresby. Based on this situation, my questions are these. Through you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Minister, what specific actions are you taking to address the drastic decline in efficiency at the RTA, where service that once took less than an hour under MVIL now consumes an entire day for many citizens? Question 2. Minister, is your ministry aware of the widespread public complaints regarding the poor performance, service, and apathy from RTA staff, and what immediate measures will be implemented to ensure our people are treated with respect and professionalism? Today, I had to go through a roadblock where RTA officers, you can't tell the difference between them and the ordinary boy seller. Tomorrow is Friday. You're going to go through several of these roadblocks. And when you come through the international airport, if you're a visitor or tourist, the first public servant you will confront after you leave the airport will be an RTA officer, his mouth full of boy. You can't tell whether he's public servant or he's boy seller. That's what confronts our visitors. And then if you go to the RTA office now, I've received several complaints about the apathy demonstrated by the public servants that are working in there. The lack of care they have for our citizens and our visitors, investors, etc. Question number 3. Minister, can you justify the mandate and operational guidelines for the frequent RTA roadblocks, which many citizens perceive as targeted harassment rather than genuine and safety enforcement? Many of these vehicles, unroadworthy vehicles, no brake lights, no indicator lights, are still running around today, even after all these roadblocks. What are we achieving? In most countries, they have done away with this type of activities because they are living in this century where the technology allows them to carry out these activities without having to carry out roadblocks that consume a person's entire hour or 2 hours of a day. Question number 4, my final question on a potential policy review. Minister, given the demonstrable failure of the RTA to deliver these essential services effectively, will your ministry commit to a review with the view to return these functions to the proven and efficient administration of the Motor Vehicle Insurance Limited? Could you carry out also a rate of return diagnostic of this organization to see how much it costs the Papua New Guinean citizen as opposed to how much it benefits us? Thank you. Those are my questions.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Let me thank the Regional Member of Warrell, Governor Jufa, for raising this important series of questions. I'll just go to the second question. Was the Minister aware, or rather, am I aware? I am absolutely aware of the public sentiments, including from our own caucuses, on the inconveniences that has been caused with the latest transfer of functions back to RTA. I have given instructions that the functions be returned to MVL for the vehicle registrations.
Thank you.
So I will follow up on my instructions that has been passed. I've also noted, and I'm aware of the continuous hustle in the name of road safety. I think in this day and age of technology, I work within MVIL and RTA could uplift the standard of vehicle inspection, especially at the point of inspection and point of vehicle registry in respect with safety and roadworthiness. So those instructions have been passed, but in the interest of responding satisfactorily to the series of questions raised, I will now ask through this broadcast, ask the RTA and Chief Secretary's office to meet and to ensure that the functions that needs to go back, especially pertaining to vehicle registration, is restored back to MVL. And by the way, MVL never released those functions. It was assumed in the operation of law, but because RTI is responsible for road transport, we will certainly restore it back to MVL to make sure that they continue to function as a vehicle registry hub. RTI remains an important instrument set up by governments before to make as a body that supervise the continuous maintenance of road. Doing road is one thing, but maintenance of road is another thing. And so it was intended to set up to maintain road. Unfortunately, our ability for user pay in our country, the way it was structured was for a user pay basis. The ability for user pay in our country is still not strong. Most of people are social users. And if you ask them to pay for using a road, they will not have the ability to pay to use, let alone the sense of entitlement that our country is born into. And so it is a creation of law that is really like an appendix to other parts of government instruments. We, in our effort to relook at all structures of government that we carry in our country thus far, it is one body that is under strong consideration for either amalgamation or redundancy, or if not, make them serve better in spaces that they are useful of, instead of assuming functions that will not complement efficiency but create impediments. I hope this answer is sufficient, but Governor, certainly through your question, I will meet the organization's concern. The Minister did convey his apologies. He will not be in session today. There's an emergency back in his electorate, and he had to leave for his electorate this morning. Likewise, the earlier question for Minister of Agriculture, he's got a personal emergency. As a person closest to him in his family is down with illness, so he's attending to this matter. Thank you very much, Mr. Assistant Speaker.
Honorable members, asking me nogat to sawe, I may finish. Leader of government business.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I ask leave of Parliament to move a motion without notice.
Is leave granted? Leave granted.
Mr. Assistant Speaker, I move that so much of the standing orders be suspended as would prevent notice numbers 162, 163 government business being called on forthwith.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Notice number 162, Minister for Community Development, Religion and Youth.
Clerk. Mr. Minister for Community Development and Youth.
Mr. Speaker, I present the Disability Bill Service Bill 2025.
A bill for an act to provide for the promotion and protection of the right of persons with disabilities and for related purposes.
Mr. Minister for Community Development and Youth.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the bill be read now a second time.
Make your speech.
Mr. Speaker, I speak representing the 16% of our nation's population, which is about 1.6 million people who are persons with disabilities, PWDs. The Disability Service Bill 2025 is one of the legislation that the Maribel Rosa government envisioned to enact. I therefore take this opportunity to commend the Maribel Rosa government for the foresight in ensuring the welfare and well-being of our people with disabilities is taken into account through the enactment of this legislation. Mr. Speaker, by the way of background, our government signed the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, CRPD, in 2013. As part of this convention, the state has an obligation to domesticate the UN CRPD in the context of PNG. Consequently, the Department of Community Development and Religion developed the PNG National Policy on Disability, which sought the developed the PNG National Policy on Disability, which sought the approval of the National Executive Council in its decision number 100-2015. The new bill aims to achieve the policy intention in the PNG National Policy on Disability. The bill also implements the Constitution in the making of laws for members of the underprivileged and to provide equality to persons with disability. Mr. Speaker, kindly noted the bill is the government response to eliminate issues regarding PWD on the basis of the disabilities, particularly in terms of the following.
The attitude in relation to discrimination. Society views disability as an health issue rather than a development issue. When physical disabilities are considered, persons with disabilities miss out on many opportunities because their abilities are not considered. The policy directs for affirmative action to be taken to include persons with disability in all spheres of life. Taking infrastructure into consideration, many buildings, transport service, and accompanying infrastructures are conducive for persons with disabilities. This barrier hinders mobility and accessibility for persons with disabilities and prevents them from meaningful participation, learning, and development. Mr. Speaker, the issue of accessibility. The accessibility barriers that persons with disabilities encounters disadvantage them from opportunities for better their lives. The bill will provide for a coordinated effort from stakeholders to create broad-based action to address accessible barriers faced by persons with disabilities. Mr. Speaker, the bill will furthermore provide for our people with disabilities equal opportunities in education, employment, healthcare, voting rights, and community participation. Hence, the bill is especially about promoting the equality of life, lifelong protection, and social support system for people with disability by the government. Mr. Speaker, I would like to convey this to the people with disability population in our country. Your government have your best interest. Through the commencement of the bill, the DFCDR, in participating with DPLLGA, will market the objective of the bill at the subnational level and the other stakeholders. Subsequently, the National Disability Advisory Committee, Provincial Disability Coordinating Committee, and the District Coordinating Committee on Disability will be established as a call for by the bill. Furthermore, in partnership with CLRC and DJAC, some consequential amendments will be made to the existing legislation to fully realize the intent of the bill. Mr. Speaker, I conclude, I would like to inform all of us that disability is acquired through hereditary, aging, elderly, or through accidents. Any one of us could become a PWD in the future. Therefore, our current and the future segment of PWD populace, this bill will create a sustainable system that will protect, promote, and empower the rights of all the persons with disability. Having said that all, I henceforth commend the bill service bill 2025. Thank you.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Mr. Assistant Speaker, me sana pastem through long. Commending Minister of this important bill. Na me talk sorry, suppose statement blogger circulate. But the bill basically simple. For the first time now, by me got one law in banisim people living with disability in our country. Work with me as a member of parliament in Olokam Kisim check lo DSIP, PSIP tason. Me hamas you sit down witnessing one historic bill in the face of a 50th, a bill to envelope over 1.5 million people in our country who live with some form of disability. About 4 weeks ago, I had the distinct honor of my life to be in and amidst the leaders of our 21 provinces and the autonomous region of Bougainville, the leaders of disabled people. Some were blind, some were partially crippled, some were crippled on both legs, sitting in wheelchair. Some blood nogat hand, one of my own schoolmates in Kabifa. I'm blogging a medley of Yao Pass and President Long, the President of this group too. They said, Prime Minister, you first floor Prime Minister lokam sinan otem law disabled line. I'll ask him that this was law. Long Miplaya, you must come to Parliament hurry up. Now me talking more work start finish, Minister Blue play driving or something. Close to Bakam. Now me like talk thank you too much, Lord Minister, na Department Blue. Protecting the least of the least amongst us. The weak of the weakest amongst us. I want to say will bring joy to them that they are being finally recognized in their own country. Will I encourage some other member you may stop? The people living with disability amongst us. Construct your school and infrastructures and the public infrastructures with consideration for those who do not have the gift of sight, those who are not walking properly, those who are on wheelchair, those who are deaf. We must be conscious that this report says 16%, but in global average, it is believed about 10% of population live with one form of disability or another, as far as United Nations statistics is concerned. And Mila asking him, give him support. If it is in this paper's time, from both sides, stand up and talk to those people living with disability. We love them. We care for them. We finally, through this Parliament, bring a law that protects them, envelops them, and will allocate resources to them so that they too live with dignity in the country they are born into. And I want to commend the Minister for your tireless work, and to all people of any form of disability in our country. On behalf of my own family, my wife Rachel, my children, and my people of Taripori and the country, all in all, want to say, in our 50th anniversary of our nationhood, this is a gift to people living with disability in our country, to protect you, to tell you the country loves you. You're equal, just like any one of us who are equal in this country. Thank you too much.
Honorable Deputy Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker, for giving me opportunity. Past time through before me debate bill, we take this opportunity to thank him, Opposition Leader and the team of the Opposition Caucus for giving me the opportunity to serve His Majesty the Opposition and the country PNG at large. I would like to also contribute to the debate on the bill. The bill is that we fully support from the opposition by way of trying to understand. For me personally, is that I support it in this way. My district, North Fly District, since 2017, we have a rep that is appointed to be in the DDA board. We've done that since 2017, and we continue to serve it to this second term. So people with disability was one of our key agenda, when we felt that they were missing out in this decision making. They have to be a voice. So that's the context of my district, which I want to inform the Minister that I place on record the first district in PNG, if I may say, that has a DDA board who are people with disability. And we are continuing to do that in this term. They have a voice in our DDA government. On that note, I support the Prime Minister by way of saying that it's a 50 years anniversary and these people have been missing out, and rightfully they need to be recognized, which is long overdue. And somehow we have to accommodate them. And this bill is timely, Minister. We strongly support that. You go to other countries, they do their structure of the organization is in a way that very orderly, and there is an inclusive system where you, by looking at them online, want a disability, only got sector belong all the stuff, house belong all the selling good, you got station belong all the stuff yet, all money, hard lo move, kai, talk, only body in no good, disabled, by looking more same, only got looks when a system is protecting more. Unlike for Yumi Papua New Guinea, we disregard them as nobody, which is inhuman in our own context as a Christian country, and they deserve to be recognized as citizens of this PNG. So I want to strongly support the bill. It's long overdue, and we urge everyone to support the bill totally. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Support. Honorable Member for Orobe. Honorable Governor.
Assistant Speaker, me talk. Thank you to you. Long you right to me, long me talk. Long bill, long minister, long community affairs. Now me talk people. Thank you on behalf of the people of Morobe Province, which is constituted long close to 1 million people. Want them all stop long ben long mama maybe plus going up. Long you, long minister, long at last. Long life of this country coming up long close to Christmas long 50, you bring in this bill come. United Nations, MA, passing distant long M, or some countries long world, begin with the members of the United Nations. Must look now, help him, support him, or line long, one country all is staff got disability. You must look at him all. State must make him business belong and look at him all. Minister before, community development minister, as he then was, the Honorable Carol Kiru, he been bringing this United Nations bill declaration and come along Parliament long rectify. Now I'm even member on this time, Mr. Sen Speaker. Now me been supporting this bill. Now sorry this when I have long rectifying, now me been rectifying, me been rectifying. After the rectification, me been passing law, municipal law, long give him kai, give him walk long this United Nations Declaration long disability. Today, thank you through all some more people from Morobe giving me power come back in. Now me come back in. Now today long this time, Minister you from Morobe too. Long constituency, long elect Morobe, you bring this bill come, me talk big thank you, na long this bill. This bill, I mean, look how na Prime Minister talk finish, look how long, all man, all got man, Mary, all Piginini, all got disability, all got disability. Of course, all got you mean disabled people. You stop here, all got you mean disabled people, one way or the other. You can be able on one plot. Thus, you can be disabled on another plan, and you may stop. But the disability, I mean, worse long some plan. You must look on all. Also, one blind man, or one leg man, or ear pass man, or long man, or Mary. This plus something, I mean, worse than other disability, I mean, talk long end. Also, the minister, you can this bill come and look on all. Long law. You may pass him law, long give him obligation, equal on government, national government, obligation, equal on provincial government, obligation, equal on the local level government, now obligation, equal on administration, long country, and hopefully, equal on private sector too. Long looks out on all disabled people, I mean, very important. Bible is very clear, you may declare him this Christian country finish. In the preamble of the Constitution, MSTA was saying you must accept him Christian principle. Mr. Assistant Speaker, but you may go forward more on just long, on Christian, accepting Christian principles, but declare him clear cut, equal on world. Or some you may Christian country in the don't man can come push me over on this law. This law point, I mean you may pass some constitutional amendment of this law looks how it must come up. Now, Christian principle, Bible talk, and Jesus talk to. Suppose you help him. Suppose you help him, man in ablo, backing back you, and you kiss him present long end. That's all you backing back, you go long man. And in ablo, backing back you, and you walk him lo me. Jesus talk to. Now, Jesus come to heaven and talk to. I'm go back to heaven, by come back in. Also, now, any help that you can give him like disabled people, money no nablo back him back you me walking along God. Now suppose government make him display government he make him display something. Government by kissing blessing along God and by kissing. No question on this block. So Minister Lee, how much true long you bring in this bill? There's a bill and we set him up committee, national committee, long issue long disabled people long this country. Then we also set him up committee long provincial government, long disabled committee, long over the line long provincial government, the political harm want them, the administrative harm, all by look. You know, same long policy nothing, Mr. Assistant Speaker. You know, long policy nothing, and law by giving legal obligation, long all by look, much more than before. So long national government and the provincial government, both the political harm and the administrative harm, by the look long work long disabled people. Now, Minister, we talk people thank you. We go long you long display out. Long last time you bring him one bill come you may pass in long generally long community development issues long country. Now you go down long a handle on this law war. One handle on war and long disabled people. Mr. Assistant Speaker, now once you may sanction this law by the Parliament, why we look long him. Prime Minister, disabled people, I mean, easy to much long, you can walk in inventory. Hopefully, this is a national committee, a provincial committee, but walk in inventory. Now, you must resource in this institution, long walk in inventory, long all the disabled people, long this country. I mean, hard long, able people, or partially able or disabled, I mean, it's hard. But the disabled people, I mean, easy to much long, you can pick them up. And that is why you must work in inventory. Inventory long look long over the provinces. You may go long. How much disabled people you may got? Now, one in kind disability all you got, and then long true long disability. One in non true disability. Now one in mobility all you got. Long this all disabled people all carrying non good big non good disability. One in record. So that not just the, you may look out him disabled people, long disability side long all, but you can look him long ability side long all. Now plenty of disabled people, a good brain. Somebody can come up lawyer. One of the young people long Papua region, come up lawyer. And I got left line walk about. So by he go wheelchair, he go on national and the Supreme Court in the case because intelligent. Intelligent. And we can argue. And she has passed out long legal training institute and qualifies as a lawyer, pursuant to the Lawyers Act of Papua New Guinea. Come up in it. So when I'm heavily tip long end, you must promote him. As long as Mr. Assistant Speaker, you may get inventory. Now you must serve all the disabled people inside on this country. Mr. Prime Minister, have to war. Government believe now puts in this bill, which we're going to support full, I hope. Opposition leader to the open this, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Now, you must get full inventory. Long colonial time, Mr. Assistant Speaker, all the council, all the village, you got record. You can record. Now you got record long. Didn't man walk? One can walk, help walk, up, including disability, even got record. Today now, this is stuff, but Prime Minister Mina talk with him, and by you not make him, and by you make him, Prime Minister. Also, in the inventory is what we need in this country. And then, time you must so long, we saw them disabled people, then we put resources together. Long helping one way, long helping them, long disability, long end. And you must make him. Prime Minister, Assistant Speaker, me no come nothing here in the talk. Me no come nothing here in the talk. We like talking nation. We like him talking nation. Me set him up Babafi Trust, long provincial government. Babafi Trust. Long talk for them minimum help him trust. Trust will help him all people. Online pastor and evangelist, governed by payment. Online widow mothers, not single mothers, government will give him money available on all. Online disability, government make him available. Now we put in 10 million low budget. long local method. And we have begun already. We're going to inventory, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Lomorbe, we got inventory. We know exactly how much disabled people is in Lomorbe province. We know it. And what forms of disability only got, we have it. And we know from the disabled person, voice disabled person, what ability we got, and we can perform it. We already have a record, Lomorbe provincial government. We already have a record of widow mothers. We already have it. We already have a record of single mothers. Now, 5 minute mother, sorry, 5 minutes I was saying. One plan, I must start on a picnic come up. And me block 5 minutes, long old. But single mother, and was married, na stabigo, na man kirape, na lucimen. And this plan me block single mother. Now, a widow mother and married good is staff, that's all. Papa got it, kissing papa. Nice start. So, long this plan, we play got inventory finished, na me come to talking to parliament. Now, me block comments in payment 3 weeks ago. Now, me block putting 10 million, now me plan answering more. Me plan answering more. Also, now me come here, I talk with authority. You don't come to talk nothing. I talk with authority. We have implemented this thing. All the disabled people, you go ask him all the widow mothers, you go ask him all the single mothers, you go ask him all the 5 minutes mother, you go ask him all the pastor, evangelist, not just for the Lutheran church, Mr. Speaker, because Morbe is almost 95% Lutheran. But we take it to all of the churches, Seventh-day Church, AOG, Four Square, Catholic, Baptist Church, all our church, Christian church, Papa God, and the Spirit of God, talking about come up in this country, also long as all staff of Morbe, we plug give him all. One kind, not just a Morbian citizen, Papua New Guinea citizen living in the Morbe province. We plug give him all a benefit on this Babafi Trust. Now we are on his way to introduce a bill in this parliament, long establishing this trust by law, by establishing. You know, we're talking Papua New Guinea, no come to helping Mipla. No, Mipla must look him here, the Morbe provincial government, money belong and Bampla working. Because Mipla less no blessing belong God. Mipla less no blessing belong God. Blessing belong God, Mipla must kiss it. That is why, Mr. Assistant Speaker, I mean, this bill come, and by setting up this provincial committee, of course, this Babafi Trust by come up one agent belonging by staffing cell on this committee, provincial disabled committee. Now by give him school, give him survey, give him thinking, give him experience. What we already done, Prime Minister, we have already began in the Morbe province. No come to talk nothing. We have already began. So, Prime Minister, you come up. The Minister, you introduce him bill. Thank you. It's going to be a law. It's going to be a law, and then by virtue of this, by virtue of the implementation and operation of this law, by helping disabled people. And I'm so, Prime Minister, today United Nations by talk thank you to you. United Nations by appreciate him, work you make him now. Work him now. And the Minister, what you're doing is very good, and you will have all the support from the Morbe provincial government. I can't speak for the rest of the province in this country, and belong all the governor and all members, distinguished members, all by talk. But Yumi looks out, long old man, and nablo backing back like Yumi, and Yumi walking me go long, big pla. Now big pla, by capture team, more blessing, you come in this country, long now, not long behind time. So, Minister, you're guaranteed of my vote. Thank you.
A member for Senator.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Itu mi amo maslo Minister, kutla wokem wokin na karim sla pilika. Na algara tok brata wokim tu em kutla tok na mi amo mas. Me just like legally point out sol mila wokim law section 35 law draft bill. Where em tok law give him accessibility. Em tok also em talking by giving reasonable access law algara indoor outdoor facilities, public transport information. And this is a point here, and one important point. Narpla lo DM talk law reasonable adaptation of buildings, infrastructure, vehicles now, working arrangement, and this is a two point here. You may need to enforce him. Now all people will enforce him. Lo side lo government law buildings and building board na fiscal planning. So what they should do now that this will come up law, fiscal planning na building board must making compulsory criteria. Time design na building planning come law desk law la approve law development law take place. One of the compulsory requirements for them all must pick him up this la point. Na talk also no got one development by MIPLA approve him unless you put him one provision law or this la category of citizens law Papua New Guinea. All must enforce him. This is one important universal statement of right that this parliament now today law asking the minister now by me passing this bill. But I mean no can go like other bills same go collecting dust. So Yumi Usatman, you responsible building board na fiscal planning conveying this message that government now working on a big declaration now in law. Now all must give him effect. So no can approve him one plan come inside, provision, got accommodation law of disabled people, accessible infrastructure facilities. And including all buildings, roads, and works minister can take note of this. All designing road to our blame, you got space floor wheelchair, na kind of same in and out law car, na building facilities, so no got to side law works minister to can take note of this plan. So unless all government institution responsible only enforcing this plan talk blame no good by this la talk and by Pundang. So me ask him, all take note now, all must incorporate him into their criteria for decision making, make him compulsory, pick him before you approve him. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Member for Wawaria.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. I also would like to comment and appreciate the good Minister for Community Development, Honorable Jason Peter, to bring this very important bill before the floor of Parliament. My comment is really on with regard to the community development in general. Community development is a huge department. It's a very big department. It caters for all the population the social inclusive sector. You have women in that department. You have youth in that department. You have children in that department. You have churches in this department. And you have disabilities looked after in this department. So my concern and my debate is on this department. And unfortunately for funding, suppose you look DSIP, you may program DSIP, you may give him 2 million law education, 2 million law health, na 3 million law infrastructure, na kind of some. But law and order, I'm saying 1 million. Na inside law, this law and order. You mean like address him all the sector of law and order inside law, this law 1 million a month. Law DSIP, I need law DSIP. Now you mean creating law this law act, but creating all the functions, law district committee on disabilities. And when that committee on disabilities created, it will be like another youth council created. And youth council created in the district now. And then women council created in the district level. And then churches. So all this council or created, you may create him. So money you may put him in the district, you may not put him in up, support him all this very important sector. So Deputy Speaker, me like him, I think Minister of Finance can look good now. You may can rearrange him this DSIP. You may can separate him this DSIP so that you may can allocate him straight along all mama, all women, straight along all youth, straight along all churches, na straight along all disabilities. So this is funding no can mix up. So all no can struggle na can finding money along all, must get money along all yet. Low working work along all. So this is a good bill, Minister, you carry forward, but I would really appreciate if we empower them financially. Empower the children, empower the disabilities, empower the youth, empower the women, and the churches financially in a separate budget or in a separate stream in the DSIP. Thank you, Assistant Speaker. This is my debate.
Minister for Commerce, member for Tambo-Lembe.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Between me like supporting the establishment of community development. We got plenty disabled outside Stablo, District Blumi. So since Mr. Simon Lili got DSIP, Mr. Sabotimol, the plenty we got a number of law, I personally I call them. I make equal to the disabled and our citizens in Tamil District, disabled. So me and law minister and put him law coming because I do support them and I do talk to them. I take my time to talk to them. I have some records here, video records here. Also talk thank you me. Also for the first time I minister and a member can we see them all the story what them. Same information law, what need law. So minister me support you straight. It's law again. Minatino so you bakarim gambar. You karim gamna, me abla shiran so we don't take you. We need to support them. With that, we come back to Department Blooming. We have the standards. Since independent, our standards in Papua New Guinea, country and you mean what good standard Blooming. So since mixing of this time, now I'm be support them member Blooming. This last standard Blooming law. Today I'm going to office now. Now Bobby working authority itself, last standards. Was that working building standards by appropriate? Was that working outfit standard by coming check? Bridge, now you look at it, it's an unfair bridge when you look around. There is no footpath, there's no disabled walkpath, no bicycle, because our bridge are building nothing good because there was no proper standards. So as a minister, I'm speaking today. Mika told me, Minister, I will do something for you. Like checking all buildings, toilets, car parks, street roads, city roads, by you made it. So my ministers, NEC members, my paper is coming next week. So me like you approving the standard so that we make fair to the citizens. So me including disabled contract, so that all the buildings, like city, like place, all disabled must come in check. So that was my paper. I'm stopping it. So me supporting you. Now I think people will me become true at that time. Thank you.
Minister for Education.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I rise to offer my support to the Minister for Community Development. This is a very important paper the Parliament needs to take note of. Let me preface my short statement with this. Papua New Guinea is a country full of all sorts of people. We have people with able-bodied persons. We have people with disabled people. We also have people with extra able-bodied people or abilities people. Now, I would also like to say that this paper is also aligned with the Prime Minister's or this government's thinking beyond law, talk of some leaving no child behind. The UN declarations talk of some education is a right. It's not only a right, but it opens doors for opportunities. For Article 26. Now we can't, if we leave our disabled people behind, then that's not in alignment with the UN declarations for human rights. UN declarations for sustainable development goals also talk some inclusive, equitable, and quality education for all persons. Now, so This bill, community development, the Minister Karan said will open the doors for everyone in this country. And that is why I'm excited and I rise to support the Minister. With this bill, it will provide us a way so that in the education sector, we will build classrooms to cater for all people, all children, all teachers. I'm excited. I'm stand up. I'm working with the statement in support of the Minister for Community Development, the bill plan. Thank you.
The question is that the question be put. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The question is that the bill be now read a second time. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Second reading, a bill for an act to provide for the promotion and protection of the right of persons with disabilities and for related purposes.
Honourable members, I have to announce that I have received a message from the Excellency, the Governor General, dated 31st July 2025, recommending the expenditure of public monies of Papua New Guinea in accordance with Section 210 of the Constitution insofar as the bill relates to and provides for such expenditure. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I ask leave of the Parliament to move the third reading forthwith.
Is leave granted? Leave granted. Minister for Community Development and Youth.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the bill be now read at that time.
The member for above.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll be very short in support of the bill. Congratulations, Minister and Prime Minister, for this important bill. But I'd like to make 4 recommendations for immediate action, apart from the issues that the Honourable Member for Sinasina Yangon has raised with regards to the long-term planning of roads and buildings and etc. But what is glaringly deficient right now are the areas that I would want to strongly recommend for the Minister and his Secretary, and also the Health Minister and his Secretary, to immediately resource and immediately expand. Number 1, Papua New Guinea NOPS services, NOPS, National Orthodontic and Prosthetic Services. Very limited. This is where the wheelchairs and the legs, arms, and these are developed. There's one in Ley, one in Port Moresby General Hospital. But through you, Assistant Speaker, Minister, we need to multiply this important service, preferably across the country, and encourage the private sector to invest in this important NOP service for prosthetic services, because this is lacking, and many of our physically disabled citizens are staying in the houses and not many wheelchairs are circulating, etc., etc. And I strongly also recommend the University of Technology to design, using appropriate technology, the right types of limbs and wheelchairs for our people to be moved. It doesn't require a lot of services. The technology is available and they can do a lot of things. So unfortunately, there is a lack of NOP services, NOPS, in short services in our country. The second biggest shortage in our country, Mr. Assistant Speaker, is the lack of physiotherapists in the country. We as a country have not trained sufficient physiotherapists to take care of this category of citizens. And so it can be done very, very easily. Just get the funding done to the required training institutions, and we can actually triple the number of physiotherapists in the country within the next 5 years. So, Assistant Speaker, if the Minister and his colleague ministers, the Minister for Higher Education, work on this and specifically fund for more physiotherapists in this country. The third area that I strongly recommend is there are only a few blind centers in the country, one in Goroka run by the churches, and one here in Port Moresby, and little one in Hohola, but we need to also expand this because these services are very, very vital, but many of us have ignored them over the years. And with the passing of the bill now, it gives us the encouragement and incentive and the legal basis to strongly recommend to provide the little bit of funding that is needed to at least the accessibility of these services can be guaranteed. With that, I want to strongly recommend through the Speaker, you are here now, and through the Prime Minister, I think the example set by some of the honorable members, like the Deputy Opposition Leader has just acknowledged that he has appointed a disabled person in the DDA. I think this is an opportunity for all of us at this level that every DDA should have a disabled person represented. Provincial assemblies, Governor, you should appoint a disabled person to be a member of the Provincial Assembly. And I want to recommend through you, Mr. Speaker, perhaps we could involve the constitutional provision 1 or 2 on the non-elected provision there. 2/3 absolute majority can vote to bring a disabled person on the floor of Parliament. These are leadership things that we can provide. Rather than you may talk on the details, sometimes these laws cannot be administered or enforced. Like the PMBs we are talking about, the buildings that Minister for Commerce and Member for Sinasina are talking about. It will take time to, but these things we can do immediately. Imagine tomorrow we invoke Section 1 or 2 of the Constitution on non-elected members, and 2/3 of us vote, and then we bring somebody here on the floor of Parliament. Imagine all the governors, you make a decision to bring a disabled member on the floor of the Provincial Assembly. Imagine all of us, follow some of you, bring in the DDA, appoint a disabled person. That makes a lot of impact. Because then at the highest level, we have recognized these important citizens that have been ignored. And therefore, proudly congratulate the Minister. Well done. Thank you for your secretary and everybody that is working very hard to bring this important bill. And I hope and pray that this bill will now bring in the much needed services that this group of citizens have lacked for many, many years. God bless us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Me like entertaining question we put, but you got all members and I wait all like debate. You will got another opportunity to debate, I think. Let me ask him, Governor Long. Gal?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Naplo, talk thank you, Lord Marape Rosso government, especially the minister, for kissing this important bill come. Also, me one blood PWD. Now, me like talk out. Bill and me good plan. But you must
make the commitment you made to make changes to other legislations. You have to do it quickly and bring it in. We don't have to look far to see where disabled people don't have access to this parliament, don't have a place built for them to have easy access. Likewise, in all our public buildings, all our transport, in the churches and in schools. Minister, I recommend that in the amendments you are making, whether it's to a building board or to transport legislation or other amendments, you ensure that the needs of disabled people are catered for. I support Honorable Puka Temu and the Deputy Leader of Opposition. I congratulate you on your appointment and your recognition by the Speaker. On the suggestions for provincial governors, I also support that. And we have to take it seriously in the next law of assemblies that will come in after the elections. With this, Mr. Speaker, I want to support the bill and thank you.
Honourable Member of Long, Goroga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the essence of time, I'll be brief, but Mr. Speaker, before I do so, I'd like to support this bill and then also acknowledge the Minister for his timely bill. Mr. Speaker, I also like to, before this bill came into Parliament, I'd like to make acknowledgement to the churches. Time you know passing the bill time all churches, you work hard lo karim, na look out him all this disability people. Lo Goroka, you got one play institution staff. All call him the Blind Center. This institution was run by the Catholic Church for so many years without the support of the government. Now this bill come to Parliament, we have masos in the bill come to Parliament. You may pass in this law, same time too, you must look somewhere law, the church-run organization who said they carry every belong all this disability people coming up now. Time you may pass in the bill, same time too, you may must make him allowance the constitution, one kind of say we may work him long connect PNG program, because this bill it cover him 1.something million people blood this country. Now we must allow funding the national government the goal of meeting every belong all these people. And also, Mr. Speaker, thank you.
The question is that the question be now put. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Question is that the bill be now read a third time. In accordance with constitutional requirements, this bill must be passed by an absolute majority of 60 members. Clerk, please ring the bells. Close the doors. The question is that the bill be now read a third time. Would those in favor please stand? Those against, please stand. The results of the vote. The ayes 67 and the noes 0. Mr. Clerk.
Third reading, a bill for an act to provide for the promotion and protection of the rights of persons with disabilities and for related purposes.
Mr. Clerk.
Okay. Notice number 163, Minister for Provincial Affairs and Local Level Government Affairs.
Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, I present the Organic Law on Provincial Governments and Local Level Government Amendment Law 2025.
Mr. Clerk.
First reading, a proposed law to alter the Organic Law on Provincial Governments and Local Level Governments and for related purposes.
Honourable members, in accordance with Standing Order 222 AA and the practice of Parliament, the proposed law now stands referred to the Permanent Parliamentary Committee on Constitutional Laws and Acts and Subordinate Legislation. You may now go all papers. Minister of Public Service.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to statute, I present the Department of Personnel Management annual reports for the years 2023 and 2024. Mr. Speaker, I ask leave of Parliament to make a statement in connection with the report.
Leave granted. Leave granted, Mr. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to present to this Honourable House a brief statement on the annual management report for the Department of Personnel Management for the years 2023 and 2024. Mr. Speaker, the report is presented in accordance with Section 32 of the Public Service Management Act of 1995, that agency heads shall by 31st each year prepare a report on the attainment of plan objectives and products and produce such further report to National Executive Council and further to Parliament. This report provides statistical and narrative reporting on the functions performed by the Department of Personnel Management and details the progress and key achievements in 2023 and 2024. Mr. Speaker, key achievements for the years 2023 and 2024. I wish to report on the floor of Parliament some achievements for the years 2023 and 2024. Notable achievements resulting from the implementation of the 4 key result areas under the Ministry of Public Service Department's KRAs, Government Directives and Corporate Plan 2023-2027 were: 1. Public service housing matters. Relevant
public service housing policies such as the public service housing policy, home ownership guidelines, institutional housing guidelines, public service district housing policy, and its guidelines and housing governance framework has been completed and will be launched in 2025. 2, Mr. Speaker, the Bomana Portion 1212 was launched by the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable John Rosso, in September 2023, and up to now, the following have been achieved. A, survey launchment, cadastral survey conducted in October and November of 2024, and to split Portion 1212 into 2 sections. Planning application submitted in February 2024. B, project continues into 2025 due to the tedious process, but this has been approached using a whole of government approach and assistance from key government agencies. C, 231 homes expected to be built for correctional service officers for both home ownership and institutional housing, as this portion of land is located in the correctional services premises. D, 1,000 homes expected to be built under this project for other public servants and other. Once phase is completed on technical matters, a policy submission will go to NEC for approval of the phase 2, that is actual construction of houses and house types and so on. Project expected to be completed in 2026 if funding support continues in the budget process. Again, this is a private-public partnership or PPP approach with IFC and is progressing well under the leadership of my department. 3, Mr. Speaker, public service, medical and life insurance policy. A lot of progress made under this NEC-approved policy, but is currently being reviewed again in terms of its structural setup. Once this process is completed, an update will be given after NEC's reconsideration later. However, since 2023 and 2024, the following have been achieved. A, regional awareness campaigns conducted in August 2024 with positive feedback received from public servants who attend the awareness programs around the country. B, service provider outboard patrol has been completed. Service provider admin patrol has been completed. Claims management system has been completed and tested. Member enrollment system has been completed. Internal claims processing interface, work in progress. Contribution and premium configuration completed by the Department of Finance in the payroll system. PSNA website launched on the 25th of November 2024. Draft bill on the insurance operations currently before the Office of the State Solicitor, and Client Service Center at the Central Government Office ground floor building, completed and awaiting ICT setup before soft launching is in 2025, subject to final endorsement of the NEC. 4, registration of NID for public servants to complete the 1PPP policy. In 2023, Mr. Speaker, and 2024, all agencies in the NCD have their public servants registered with NID, totaling about 12,439. This list of public servants have been sent to the Department of Finance in 2024 to have the NID numbers configured into the payroll system in order to ensure that one person is placed against one position and one paid and paid on one pay, basically the 1PPP policy. This is one strategy to eliminate the ghost names or other irregularities on the payroll.
This is one of the successful benchmarks achieved and reported back in IMF in early 2025 when they came to PNG. The registration of public servants in the provinces is continuing, with PNG Civil and Identity Registry taking lead on this matter. Mr. Speaker, number 5, public service payroll upgrade and status of any citizen to transfer payroll function from Department of Finance to Department of Personnel Management. Mr. Speaker, since the Deloitte audit report on the payroll findings was made available in 2023, and I presented the report here in Parliament 2 years ago, I would like to report on some updates. A, NEC had appointed a ministerial committee consisted of myself as chairman and colleague ministers from Finance, Treasury, Information Communication Technology, and a special parliamentary committee on public sector reports and service delivery provides a chairman, special parliamentary committee on chairman on public sector reforms and service delivery provides the oversight. The committee has met in several times, a few times. B, this is a secretarial. There is a secretariat headed by the chief secretary and key government departmental heads responsible for the facilitation of Deloitte report findings implementation. Mr. Speaker, in November 2024, NEC made a decision to transfer the government payroll function from finance to personnel management. In early 2025, a migration plan was developed consisting a changeover of functions and activities which includes staffing, resources, commercial undertakings on infrastructure transfer and so on. E, a new payroll office located at the central ground floor of the central government office has been refurbished and awaiting resources to be fitted in. Payroll changeover to the hands of DPM to commence in pay number 12 in 2025, which is June and July of 2025. F, both structures of DPM and finance have been realigned and staffing finalized. G, capacity building of payroll staff commenced with concept PNG in April 2025. Our aim, Mr. Speaker, of the payroll is now to complete the full cleansing of the HR data and impose lock controls in the system so information is not tampered with business process currently reviewed to be configured properly into the system, including the 50% net take-home pay after deductions. All this will see a much improved payroll with some savings expected to be made soon. Once all data is cleansed and payroll is improved at a level acceptable to the government, this function will eventually be delegated to the heads of agencies to take control of their own staff and personal emoluments, so there is accountability at the agency head level. Mr. Speaker, number 6, public service payroll retirement exercise. In 2024, alone, 116 million kina was allocated for this exercise. After the Department of Personnel Management verification process, that 31.8 million was utilized to retire 473 retiring officers. Since 2019, a total of 3,635 public servants have been officially retired at a total cost of 211 million kina up to the end of 2024. Additionally, from 2019 to 2024, the state has paid over 200 million kina as the superannuation component, which is 84.4% state share for these retirees. Thank you, Prime Minister and this government, for recognizing and our viewers of members. Mr. Speaker, I want to take this time to thank the Marape-Rosso government for giving this retirement exercise a priority since taking office in 2019. This has really helped in cleansing the system by paying out the retirees who deserve that exit and ensuring that the vacancies in key essential sectors like disciplined forces, education, health are available for new recruits. Mr. Speaker, number 7 is the return of HR powers to agencies. This is a very important note for my colleague ministers and departments to take note, and then even provincial governors. On the 1st of December 2023, the Secretary for Department, or my department secretary, successfully released the HR powers to all agencies, and these powers become effective on 2nd of January 2024. These powers are in the areas of creation of offices, recruitment, appointment and promotions, contract of employment, training, discipline, and resignation and retirement. All that at the date of the release of these HR powers, 10 agencies, mainly 9 provincial administrations and 1 PHA, had the HR powers being withheld with a department based on audit outcomes conducted prior to the release of these powers. HR audits then were conducted for these agencies. I can now confirm, Mr. Speaker, that up to now, two agencies, Medang Provincial Administration and Western Provincial Administration, have been cleared and the HR powers have been issued. 8 others are being assessed with the intention of restoring the HR powers back. Mr. Speaker, upon the release of these HR powers, I would like to appeal to all the departmental heads, provincial administrators, heads of statutory bodies to encourage the HR managers to go and attend key courses at the Sumatra Institute of Leadership and Governance and qualify themselves with a certificate of HR, Human Resource Business Process. This training program is a very important program and teaches the HR professional how to do HR work and familiarize themselves with the implementation of the general orders and the HR managers. Mr. Speaker, I now commend the 2023 and 2024 annual management reports for my Department of Personnel Management to this Honorable House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Prime Minister.
I want to move that we take note of this good report presented by the Minister in respect to our public service. And I want to join in and make a statement in support. Mr. Speaker, public service payroll blame is the single biggest expenditure to date since 1975. Every 2 weeks, number one expenditure, number one headpan belong to Treasurer and Finance Minister, number one headpan belong online raising revenue, law IRC, customs, and law paying money, long paying public service or public servant. Public servant, believe me, including you, me, all politicians, we number less than, if you have a population of 12 million people, and our count is still going on, possibly 11 million plus, then if our public service, if our national public service is under 200,000 people, then Mr. Speaker, if my mathematics is not wrong, you have less than 1.5% of the country is earning, right now as I speak, 240 million kina every payday. repeat statistics, 1.5% of Papua New Guineans consuming 240 million kina every payday, multiply that by 26 fortnight in a year, that amounts to a little over 5 billion kina. Deduct that against an annual allocation of 28 billion kina this year, that amounts to almost 1/4 of the national allocation. It's consumed by this important sector. I want to inform all of us and our public service and those who consume pay out of the Guinea public accounts that the small percentile of Papua New Guineans earning a substantial chunk of our nation's budget at the 50th anniversary, this group of Papua New Guineans must look within as we look outwards on the level of performance that shepherded our work for our country thus far. Because the country, in a nation of scarcity of actual fiscal cash, has been financing and paying public service substantial money in every budget, the last 49 budget, including this year's budget. And government since then have tried our very best to honor public service remuneration and compensation. I want to say thank you also in the same breath to those who've been faithful. Whilst I have issue with those who are unfaithful, but I want to say thank you to those who have been faithful. And hopefully amongst them, when we took office in 2019, over 3,600 public servants. The minister's report says 3,635. There are possibly more than that who have been awaiting retirement. These batch of retirees, Mr. Speaker, Amino belong 2018 or 2019. All line 7 people time. He come all waiting retirement for almost 15 to 20 years. Because state, making serious commitment, putting money, retiring more. You me holding more yet, payroll. And number one, they occupy those positions. Number two, they consume money every year. Number three, we've been unfair on them, holding them back against the retirement time that was left or that left on them. So me like talk of them, yes, plenty talk. Government me play, make it plenty something. What do you come up to? Some working. But one big plus something unbeknown to many is that we were able to put smile to over 3,635 public servants. They officially retired at a cost of 211 million kina. Today, that element of keeping them in pay, we pay them once off, but we free them up, and today there's a savings to state in those positions that has been made available as a result of paying 211 million kina the last 5 years. We've engaged into systematically paying of retiree. I want to also additionally, this report indicates over 200 million kina has been paid in terms of the superannuation fund contribution, something that government has been carrying as liability in government books for so long. Mr. Speaker, Parliament below you harem Muslim, you play retiring more public servant, give all money belong all. Salim will go. You play Kisim last year budget too, and Trusrai bringing one blah Nubla. Policy comes out, name is stop this year's budget. Time will public servant now retire. Only by retiree blow, but alone you mean not Takisi. Before also Takisi. Speaker, you must humble us. So we are trying our very best to talk. Thank you, Lord. Likely client or man very to this type of country. So this is a response we are doing in the face of 50 years, try to clean up some of the weaknesses we carry and also give smile to those who have served. But as I sit down in support of this statement presented, much more work that needs to be done in improving the efficiency and proficiency of our public service. Mr. Speaker, may I give him talk clear along this House, Minister of Public Service is already receiving signal long go to a fully fledged merit-based appointment process that is assisted by artificial intelligence, by ICT. All public service who said harem now, all them like apply the public service. No more by pushing paper along one talk is still HR law province, or HR law PHA, or HR long Department of Personal Management, or Public Service Commission too, get some kind of letter or side with blood. So in law, personal moving paper, let them computer deal one. You apply online. You like to work the 21st century, you must computer literate. Apply online, put a certificate blue online. Me no care whether you black, white, brown, or you got one kind grass, or one kind you, one kind man, or one lotu, Muslim or Christian, or one kind does not matter. You got number one survey, you kiss him walk. So this slogan or something you like move going to. Me asking my leaders, flow you me, or provincial government, all departments, you are going to look him report, Minister present him. Minister must be commended. We present him 2023 report, now 2024 annual report. Update now, this is an updated report. Last year work and current report from the Parliament. I want all of us to have a look in this one. Contribute where we can, because this small percentage of Papua New Guinea, only less than 2%, if not 1.5%, gives him almost a quarter of our annual budget. We need them to work hard. We need to step up in this space. And this report is worth reading by every one of us. In the face of our 50th, and all of us pledge to increase efficiency in the public service machinery that is working to deliver to our people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Governor of Lunathan.
For giving me an opportunity to add some comments to the debate. I want to commend the Minister and his team at the Department of Personal Management for an excellent report and for their tireless efforts in continuing to look at how to best reform this very vital aspect of our government or our nationhood that is responsible for human resources. Just some thoughts in regards to the payroll audit. As the chairman of the Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Sector Reforms that has been driving this particular agenda, I wish to acknowledge and thank the Marbury Rosso government for appointing us via an NEC decision as an oversight entity to be included in all the ministerial meetings, as well as the technical secretariat that's responsible for implementation of the audit recommendations, the Deloitte's audit recommendations. There were 74 recommendations, 11 of which are very urgent. And I wish to thank the Minister. Despite the very slow efforts undertaken within the public sector, I have to say that your persistence is paying off. And now, finally, after almost 2 years, we are seeing the transfer take place. The statistics stated here by Prime Minister, I just want to give additional statistics that are quite frightening. And what happens when we delay in implementing audit reports, the recommendations. In this instance, during this 2-year period, we lost about 26 million kina every fortnight in payroll fraud. That's why it is very important that reports, recommendations of reports, inquiries, etc., are attended to immediately by the relevant organizations, by the relevant departments, by the relevant ministries. And I want to thank the Prime Minister for continuously supporting the Special Parliamentary Committee in summoning the relevant ministers, the heads of departments, the responsible individuals, so that they could pay attention to this very important effort to save money for Papua New Guinea. I mean, 26 million kina a fortnight, you think about that. That's quite a substantial amount of money that could be well used for other matters, health, education, law and order. But anyway, we are finally here. And I thank the good minister and his team at DPM who have been very, very active in this regard. We are working with DPM now and Public Service Commission to look at what can be done to better improve our efforts to manage our human resource capacity in this government. What can we do to modernize? What can we do so that we are on par with the rest of the region, the rest of the world? Our public sector, I must say, is like a wheelbarrow compared to SUVs that have been driven around the world by other governments. We have to upgrade, we have to modernize. And one way to do that is to support these very important reforms that have been undertaken. I commend the government especially for its efforts in regards to removing the tax on final benefits payouts to public servants. After serving their country, public servants go through a very miserable process of seeing a significant chunk of their entitlements being taken away again. It's a form of punishment, I would say. But I want to commend this government for making the effort to remove that tax, this burden, so that now, after serving their country, a public servant can retire satisfied that he has sufficient funds available to be able to carry on with his life as a private citizen. A few things I wanted to just make mention of here. We have 1,400 government entities in this country. And a very important exercise is needed to carry out a diagnostic rate of return review of all of these entities so that we can find out which are functioning and which are not. And there are a number of them that draw a budget every year. They have boards, they have executives, significant amounts of funds go to these organizations, these obscure organizations that many of us don't even know exist. There are just a hole in our annual budget. And if we were to do a rate of return review of these organizations, we will find that many of them are liabilities, they're not assets. So what we have to do in haste is to identify these organizations and carry out these diagnostic reviews. First and foremost, a diagnostic review should be carried out by the relevant minister. Minister, when you take office, the first thing you do is identify what organizations come under your purview as minister. And do a diagnostic, a rapid diagnostic. Do not allow these departments and organizations and entities to compromise you, because they will do that if you're not careful. They'll purchase a vehicle for you, send you to Singapore, accompany you everywhere, be nice to you, buy all the little gadgets that you think you need for yourself and your staff, and all of a sudden you feel you're part of them. And then it becomes very difficult for you to review what they've been doing. So I urge you, take office, first thing you do, conduct a diagnostic review of all those entities that come under you. A rate of return review. What are their benefits to this country and its citizens, for instance? And if you did that, you can recommend that a number of them can be abolished, a number of them can be done away with, a number of them can be merged with other organizations. And here I want to also make a mention of something that, a trend that has been happening since the last, I would say, 20 years, where public servants have developed this passion for creating authorities. And they will carve up an authority from within a ministry and suddenly announce it, and then we have an authority here, an authority there, and most of these authorities are just duplicating the work of other organizations. And many of them, as authorities, are responsible for permits, licenses, carrying out audit, investigation functions. They don't perform those roles and responsibilities efficiently. But they do rush to Waigani to collect the annual budget and spend it often at will and whim. So I want to urge the government, Minister, take note and please drive this agenda of carrying out this very important exercise of these diagnostics. Part of our effort as a responsible government should not be just to go out there and collect as much revenue that is due to this country as possible, but also to look at savings. And one of those savings that we can look at is carrying out this diagnostic review so that we can do away with some of these organizations that aren't performing, that aren't doing anything tangible or beneficial for our country or our citizens. I shall be bringing a report possibly next week on the performance of the Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Sector Reforms. We are assisting the National Monitoring Authority, we are assisting the Department of Personal Management, and we are also working with the Department of Communication and the Department of Fisheries and Forestry in efforts to look at how we can improve those organizations so that they can better serve Papua New Guinea and Papua New Guineans. Thank you very much.
General Minister for Housing.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me too, me like this last time long. Joining Prime Minister now. No blo oro long. Welcome to the comment below me. Before that, me talk thank you long. People long. General Bougainville. Long. No problem me. The opportunity to thank you long and long. I'm how much you lo come to any parliament. Same time, begin big plot. Thank you, Blomil government, Blomil Maraperoso government. Last day or today, some important bills to be passed and come. Thank you. Well, Mr. Speaker, one plot, 2 point, me like him, and thank you, long, Minister of Public Service. Very important, very more detailed report you give. Bloody comment, the side of finance, the side of workman, marriage, requirement for the work, the kind of and Prime Minister to finish one them, Governor Yufa. Me looking long report play you. Number 1 point you talk long public service housing. Me got people have much through as housing minister. Let me work one time. Now me how much, but to me like him by department. Do look up back like any citizen bill 341/2023. And we talk about some long. Over housing by constitution, the law must the National Housing Corporation must go pass. So you must work in cooperation together one time. So you meet us all, Department of Planning too, Treasury too, National Housing Corporation. But you must work one time on department, important departments, because at the end of the day, if you will provide them good home, public servant play you me. That's the point we like give. But my detailed report will come probably by next week or before we go to independence on my statement. Next is this, Mr. Speaker. I'm a bit concerned here with the involvement of the financier, IFC. IFC, the financier itself, we have to really research its background. Mr. Speaker, I was in Fiji 2 years ago for an important meeting, and I had to visit the National Housing Corporation Ministry and the management there. And this company was with them. They launched about 5 sites, and nothing eventually had happened, and they shifted to Papua New Guinea, Mosby. I spoke to our Chief Secretary, current, to do more talk with at the bureaucratic level, with the Ministry and Administration of National Housing Corporation in that area. So, also charges now you like Lulu back as a company, because plenty company will come, because Torah limit or pioneer finance no come, money no come. So they have to have the money. But otherwise, the idea concept is very clear. At the same time, me also you work one time because all department like you me planning department go ahead launching all groundbreaking after groundbreaking, nothing eventually had happened. The sustainability of programmable housing is National Housing Corporation. Never miss National Corporation. Either in district level, provincial level, national level, you engage us to be part of the team. And any citizen 341 clearly state that. Don't bypass that. That's my comment here. Next thing, on the public servant, I would like to encourage, and you can see now, in the rural, we talk about public servant, don't look at Mosby, don't look at Lay, don't look at Hagen, don't look at Kokopo. You go back and look at the public servant down right, the district LNG level. Some LNGs are suffering from proper public servants on merits to perform their duties. And therefore, I would like to encourage us to start recruiting graduates from university and put them in the bush places so that working white will come up. They make the way up. So there's a total imbalance in placing public servants. And you will recycle them all places along, be like town, maybe a very advanced districts, the kind of thing. Put those who graduate direct into the remote areas. And you see they work their way up. Through their experiences and expertise in the rural sector, they can speak real reality and perform. So with that, Mr. Speaker, this is my comment and contribution, and I support you, my good Minister for Public Service. Thank you.
Honourable Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me sort la debate taso, lo contribute lo disla good la paper. Minister Karim kam lo House Blue me, na House Blue people of Papua New Guinea. First of all, me like congratulate him, member of the Central Bougainville. You know, new plan lo disla House. You've been staff lo here before. You go out, malo liklik taso. Look lo heavy blow people blow me. Work him some study blow you can. Now you come back lo serve more people blow you can. Na mila congratulate him or people blow Central Bougainville. Lo look sabe lo leadership blow you na carry you come back lo house blow or people blow Papua New Guinea. Mr. Speaker, first of all, me like Togos and me one bell lo talk blow all line lo upside. Governor blow Oro, our neighbors Blumpla, plenty talk, you talk, I'm true. The one talk where me like Surkim Liklik, Mr. Speaker, is the payouts to our retirees. This is a payout to retirees, like what the Prime Minister has mentioned. That payouts, blow 2018, 2019, and go beyond that, some 15 to 20 years ago. Now, plenty of retirees, Mr. Speaker, some blow low diapins, or retire with the intention that they will enjoy their retirement with whatever benefits government can give them. O sumafano sa hari abstract lo bay mo. Na tayo mo go kay this money na pinis, Mr. Speaker. Very recently, at Holiday Inn, I met 5 disciplinary force elders, all big man pinis. Now sit down waiting payouts blow yet. Now come back to Mosby. And when they saw me, they approached me and spoke to me. Now me talk, you blow some money. I talk, dinau killing me pla. Because government talking me pla, or by me pla also. Now me pla go dinau finish. Now this is like dinau now. Time finish pay come, and me pla buy him dinau. Also, now welfare blow workman blow me, or public servants blow me, must be taken seriously. Plenty talk, plenty workshop about, plenty discussions about, enough. Do we need rocket scientists to come and do the simple mathematics for us so that you can pay out low people? Or hardworking public servants blame me? Some of the time you must give credit where it's due. Now me like talk thank you, Lord government. So you look savvy, Lord hardworking public servants blame me. Plenty blame me sit outside lo here. Or lapun papa and mama blame me. Or poo blame you me. They want public servants. Or save lo time blow Australians. Come save lo time blame me. Now time all finish. Or waiting pay it. Now me like talk some talk thank you, lo government. Also you plan look sabe lo importance lo this la payout lo retirees. And I just hope that after this exercise of more than 200 million kina been paid out to our public servants, that this exercise is fast-tracked in the future. The time when the public servant retire, you must set him some deadline or some this public servant must be paid his full payout by this time. Now, Mr. Treasurer, me sit down and talk to you through the speaker, that you must capture him annually. We must holistically capture the final payouts below public servants, believe me. You mean, you don't have to find him figure. Because minister, lo presentation below you, you present him me this law figures finish. So inside the budget, you must capture him this law. Now, legally talk, me like talk, Mr. Speaker. I'm talk, below Governor Jufat, I'm talk, below plenty all entities blame me. They are unproductive. Now you must abolish them. That exercise must be fast-tracked. Me one bell, me conquer one time, Governor, that we coming into this house, and now me stepping inside of this house for almost 13 years. I've been hearing this almost every year that we need to slash. Now rousing these little entities where or not benefiting work with public service. Now you may look serious, Mr. Speaker, in the number of teachers we have in this country, health workers in this country. Suppose you may slashing this all entities where they are unproductive, they are meaningless. Now you may shift them this kind of money, go inside the education, health. It will benefit a lot of our people, especially our rural population. Very recently in the papers, last year in the papers, the previous year, you may be looking, all teachers were removed from the payroll. Now plenty of teachers, time me go down to Alatau, me planning plenty of teachers blow me, or Lusim Island, remote areas, to come to Alatau just to fix up their pace. And walk blow you, all headquarters law here, provincial headquarters and national headquarters, law you plus Salimal officers blow you, go down to rural areas, go to the schools, bring the forms to them and get them to fill them. Why by me kissing all hard work man come inside those urban centers, lo finding the form, lo pull up so that they can be on the payroll. Me sabe, annually you plus a saling form go me sabe, also our public servants are come to town during Christmas period. That's what some of the time. You must look the difficulties of public servants blame me also facing. Some like yeah on go fly go districts blow or provinces blow the holidays. They spend their holidays in the rural areas, in the schools where they're teaching, in the health settings where they're working. Also, you must serious look or welfare blow public servants blame me. Me one time talk blow minister blow housing. This is like groundbreaking ceremony. You mean working law Port Moresby. You mean working law all urban centers here. What time? You mean as responsible government, but you mean go down law districts now. You mean working some groundbreaking ceremony inside law one plus school area or one plus sub district. Me sabe or some DSIP is given to us as members of parliament to build classrooms and teachers' houses and health facilities. That's why some of the time you may lose him. Waigani, groundbreaking ceremony lo Waigani. Groundbreaking ceremony lo Alatau. Now you may go working groundbreaking ceremony inside the district where the bulk of public servants work. Plenty of public servants all stop law district. And they still struggle when it comes to housing. Mr. Speaker, I was actually very surprised when I heard from Governor Jufa that in the payroll we lose about 26 million kina every fortnight. That equates to 676 million annually. More than $500 million. We really need to tighten up and tidy up this loss blaming. Because if those figures are correct, we have lost billions of kina in payroll fraud in payrolls. Now, Mr. Speaker, me like Tokosan. Time you look public service. Now you talk cutting public service. Does that affect our health workers as well? Does that affect our teachers as well? So I'm one area where you mean like cut down low teachers now, all house sick, workman house sick. You must think good. You mean rousing Miss all entities now Governor Jufa talk like me. Let's you mean galaxy more good. Now Rosmo. Now keep the hardworking public servants like the teachers, the nurses, the doctors. Because that's what the country needs. More teachers, now more technical staff down in the districts and provinces. Finally, me like Togosem, me one time paper blue minister. Well done. You want a hardworking minister. Yeah. Very hardworking minister. You have annual reports that you continue to present, and not only annual reports, but your other one-annual reports, you shall come. I hope that Mipla can have him some more this kind report by Kamlo Napla ministers, so that we can effectively debate. Now people of Papua New Guinea can say, also we care for the welfare of our people. This is 50 years now by CAM, and I hope that with the next 5 weeks, that our people will be proud of the services that they have received in the last 5 years, and more so from the governments that we represent. Let me thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Lord. Allow me to talk. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Governor of Law and NCD.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to debate this paper belong Minister Bloimi of Public Service. I think me no plan to talk too much long presentation of paper blowing. Maybe I just use the opportunity to contribute to this very important debate about public servants and you know their productivity and utility lo yumi long country lo yumi from the national go down to the provincial level. But Lord Side Minister, me like committee member too, Mr. Speaker, hardworking minister. I mean, on time present report on the public service, what reform am you working, updating you. So this is a good sort of example that you play not minister, you play behind him this example. If the minister must come and report so that we see what you all are doing, and we can align ourselves at the provincial level and district level come on the UPLA. UPLA governors too, Mr. Speaker, meeting long presenting report long capital city below you to come to Parliament. Because even though we play also act of our own and we are like a sub-national entity, but it's a national entity, the National Capital District. And when we are placed below you, seat of national government, seat of all the diplomatic corps, big business, all the people below you come here, so me thinking sometime soon, let me ask him lead our government business and give a report on the challenges that we face in our national capital. So you can debate him. You play stablo here, so you can contribute to this debate too. And one of it will be about how we are reforming or trying to make this public service become productive, Mr. Speaker. Significant point to this public service, I think you members must thinking long in. And all people believe me is that these are the mechanism or the people who will help us to deliver our vision, whatever goals, plans you guard all people believe me. You too, Mr. Speaker, Prime Minister, we depend on the public service. Now, if the public service is not productive or they don't have the skills and talents or they are not smart to help us to convert our ideas into practical programs, projects, and deliver, and we will fail. We will fail as a leader. Now we will fail as a nation and as a province, and go down the district. So very important, Mr. Speaker, that you be thinking about this public service machinery, how it's operating, how it can be better improved. So on this point, we like ask him this parliamentary committee below me, Governor Jofana team longen. Please you like some report come now. You may look longen, so we can debate now. You can help him, pave the way forward also. You may talk now. 50 years, the next 50 years, by same story or different story, or we are going to change, or we can be bold to make some, decisions that can usher our country into another level. People believe me can be look forward to a greater future. Challenge where you must face him now, marking this point of time in our history and journey believe me. All public servants too, Mr. Speaker, all signing all something here. You get only managing funds na. You must work in requisition long all na. Socially, trustworthy na. They are able to do their job up to the highest standard, then we will achieve the outcome you may plan long in. But if only working that kind something can, you may seem heavy to you. The political life and the plans that we have depend on the public service. So you must think about this like, is it working or not? If it's not working, why you send it or not? So we must have the debate, serious debate, sooner rather than later. Mr. Speaker, late Sir Julius Chen, in conversation that I've had him utter, we just privatize the public service. Maybe you make some private sector come run in public service, so one extreme idea that they come up with. Not necessarily me work like advocative, you may agree long end, but it shows the level of, concern that we have with the public servants. You work or nogado. You work deliver plans for you or nogado. Because there's something we talk here, Mr. Speaker, it depends on them. You know, sign him check. Me no sign him check. Me just working requestion na. All behind him or nogado. All like support him or nogado. Sometimes all yarim to. Some of the time nogado too ya. Especially Miplalo province now. And problem with Miplalo governors, most of the governors he talked along any. Administrative law Mipla PA, it has to go to NEC now. You blow NEC by appointed member. Now I'm come now. I'm behind him plans the vision law province. I'm you me amas, but so me second talk law PC na governor by also name. Then him creating tension, problem, and then people like Rausimol or reprimand him all. We have to come back to NEC, and it takes a long time, Mr. Speaker. So we just live with what we have, good or bad. It's too hard and too difficult to, go through any scene. Reprimand, suspend memo, sentence memo. We can't afford to go through that, drama, all go to court too. So we need to really think seriously about our delivery system. Maybe you may not have sense him or rouse him more, but we must look at how we can improve it. Mr. Speaker, Miplalo and CDC now, also Prime Minister talk. Big money you may spend in the public service. On national level, I think, Prime Minister talk, I think maybe 1/3 or close to maybe 1/4 or 1/3 of the budget is consumed by public service and, all the entitlements now, all this. What is the return on investment? Governor Jufai asked him this, right? Are we getting a proper return on investment? People on CDC, our budget, I think, 2 years ago was about 500 million. Now, about 60 or between 60 to 80 million people are spending on public service. All the employees for NCDC. Sometimes me too, Mr. 1,000. How are we getting return on investment? Last year, Minister, me give him report to me also, how many public servants are working in all the provinces. Now, M2, me give him a report also, where they are placed. I think it's the Britain you could pass to me along. Salim all public servants go along, or district. But most of the provinces, you must have headquarters here. Stablo Kimbeo, Stablo Ageno, Stablo Kundiawao. Only go out long all district to serve our people. So what's the return on investment? Me too, people got about 600 to 700 public servants. Mr. Speaker, since become governor in 2007, me try to restructure him, reclassify him, or simple new income. I've tried once or twice, but I ended up like a musical chair or something, okay? Just put public servant on this portion, put him on this one, Narpla Lohapia, put him on this one. No substantive change come up. They take advantage of the fact that Governor and BC, Mbagolo Parliament, Mgolo this lab, he cannot be there to oversee the changes that needs to be done. So one of something we like ask him, Minister Longen, is that Department of Personal Management too, I think Salim Samla, all of Sablo Ibrahim come stop on the Miplalo province to oversee how our public servants are performing, to evaluate them now, to see their strength and weakness, the kind of thing. And then if we need to improve them or retrain them or upskill them, you make it work. And give us really good advice about, how our public servants are performing now. You mean by moving all going come. Right now, people in CDC, we are going through restructure again. People are looking finish people are advertising plenty position. We've made, number of positions redundant. We've asked those people who are on the redundancy list, you yet must apply to justify whether you by continue or we will have to replace you. It's the exercise. But on our part, we are determined that we have to professionalize NCDC. Because, Mr. Speaker, you serve a long time in NCDC. Maybe you plus some province or department, you're right. But NCDC, online will come in through come through the front door. You got degree or you got diploma or experience or qualification or this work. All come through the back door, window, chimney come down, kind. Ground come on top. And then by Rausimol, I'm hard here because there's a lawyer, general orders here. I'm hard law. It protects the public servants. It doesn't protect the employer. You like reprimand him all and plenty law to protect him all. What? When him law protect him employer? When him law protect him, the provincial government or the department? Him no got there to make sure that they are performing and delivering. So now people go through the exercise. It's not easy. It's a painful exercise. But it must be done. Because NCDC, we are determined that it has to be a professional organization where people are engaged on merits. You got expertise or this work. You got qualification. Especially, Mr. Speaker, side the provincial government, you must got two national government. I think engineering, kind of same, designing road, working scoping and costing drainage, working building, I think all engineers will come now. Kind engineers, you're right. But in the social sector, to look at all the social issues, youth or, problem law, Pikinini or help us with converting settlement to survival, solving problem in the market or vending here and there. And people are everywhere. You mean not all qualified line for this area? So this exercise people are undertaking. We are determined that we have to professionalize NCDC so that it's, you mean staffing more long line, all got expertise, all got qualification, all got diploma or degree or experience, all can work and work. So, Mr. Speaker, they can live beyond our time. And you may talk too, but you all get that too. You may got this a problem to contribute to public servants. You may appointable cronies, you mean. The department or maybe you block governor to appoint him cronies, you along provincial administrators. Some people you mean personalize him public service. Public service should be professional, merit-based, expert long. This is area now, you make Simon. Where they all come, when I'm up, region, you mean. Irrespective. That's what we need, Karim, this country go forward in the next 50 years. Last 50 years, yeah, plenty of you mean, privatize him, personalize him all. Departments, government agency, provincial government, you mean. As if it's your private business. And there's something like you. And something like people will Papua New Guinea. You know, you now. And you may straight in line behind time. So you must get out of this habit of appointing our cronies, or kind department, or kind provincial administrator. You go down to District 2. You block open members now. You block a DDA, please. Don't privatize it. Put your political cronies, DDA, when I'm a manager or when I'm. Try and put professional people there. And they will help you to deliver your outcomes. Whether it's political or whatever, and by helping you. If they are delivering well in your district, you by return here. You put him cronies for you long end, all by thinking long. Me helping you come in, me must steal him some money to you. Because me helping you come up. Remember ya? Me talk straight here. You must, acknowledge him this way. please put professional, competent people at the district level. So then me help people govern us too. Then people govern us too, not can put them private political supportable you may come up provincial administrator. Get competent people. Mr. Speaker, I'm, contribution to me, this, paper belong Minister of Public Servants. Dr. Blongen Igubla is talking about all the support to public servants, helping them housing, helping them along finished pay belong, life insurance too. You must help them all because they are the key sector. You may talk, that's all. But, Mr. Speaker, return on investment. You may help them all, give people pay, leave pay, when I'm kind to. Housing by you may give him to, insurance by you may give him to, when I'm Sunday you may give him, but people by he come back when I'm Sunday. Because we are investing in this public service to return to our people. Because we are here to serve our people. Huh. That's the big question that you must ask him, Yumi Longen. I think Minister of Housing, me one bell you. Here, must be all get a department here will go groundbreaking law. Hangka enable must be law housing scheme long. Some law itma, some like go long Garaka, go long Bautama go. When him up. You blow minister sabe. Minister blong environment do you like walking long wildlife here? You blow can come and launch him, but you blow can money or not. You blow can walk him through all when we are house with all public servants, so you blow come launch him nothing. So me like talk savvy you blow come launch him nothing. Me too, chairman blow physical planning. You blow no walk him house, hurry up, but me blow cancel him plan blow you blow talking minister blow lens, issue him title or nerve line. Huh? No, you come and lock him, big block ground, nothing. No got development come up. Planning office, national planning, you block him, one block project long, one lakeside long, Gereuna, Morataya. Hey, come up nearly 20 years now. Minister, I go come now, no got some big block progress come up. Now that's all me looking some legal progress come up, but how much money you spend him long up? So, government, we are doing our best for public service, but same time, you must check him return on investment. Sabutim member belong not working along working on school education. I think Mr. Speaker long side long public servants. I think on health na education, police, all you work good. You must support him all. Police and people are challenged, but you must support him all. Honorable public servants, I think, side of people of the city, we need smart thinkers who understand the current changes happening in the world. This IT, AI, digital economy, how by you mean utilizing this alone, improving city, life people, in the social sector is a big challenge. Engineering, I think you mean, you mean got survey stuff. I think money does all. But social side here, plenty heavy stuff here, Mr. Speaker. I think me by losing, contribution to me. I think, Governor, you give him report, you may talk seriously about public service. Thank you.
Immediate question we put, but the Honorable Deputy Opposition Leader Bamigim.
Thank you.
Time long and long.
Thank you, Speaker Loluk Sawelo. Saya belum Deputy Opposition Leader. Me, sana belum give him 5 minute debate or so. I don't have a brushing. Before that is I acknowledge the minister. Suppose you put the right man, the right work. Kind results are come out there. He's been a former provincial administrator by background. That's why when you place a person in charge of the right department, right ministry, this is what you expect. And I want to acknowledge him for his tireless job. And thank you. You must put him right man or right work. Number one, so Minister, thank you and well done and well presented. Maybe I acknowledge him report to you. Debate blogging, long point number 4, through you, Mr. Speaker. Point number 4 is NID registration. NID registration is a nightmare.
6 months now.
And according to the minister's report, he says that NCD, or the public service, is registering 12,439. That's for NCD alone. Imagine some place not working yet. And you multiply them, let's say 21 provinces, or say 22. There's about 200 or 300,000 old-man public service, got NID yet. And how do you expect such result long you can work him? Me take him case study of district lo me, not fly district, me put the NID office na. Or public service blow me, or workman blow me lo district, or province blow western yet. Only sit down yet lo queue lo kiss him NID, lo go inside lo this a process. And while mentioning that point of NID, I make an appeal through you, Mr. Speaker, to the minister. Can he talk to his colleague, other minister for administrative services, which is an outstanding matter that the cabinet needs to address? Why is it that NID is a nightmare today? Simple man marry, all not say NID yet. How do you expect the public service, suppose you may not treat him all good? Someone maybe in Kiriwinao, someone in Telefomino, Esala or somewhere. Workman lo hausikia, workman lo tichao. I mean, not say NID yet.
6 months and still waiting.
People are sitting. So I make an appeal here. Please address that as soon as possible. Try to have him time to address him this NID something. Today you go to bank. Bank ask him NID. Public service do already ask him NID. And I constantly raise here on this floor. And one debate me like talk through speaker, minister must take in consideration. Please address that ASAP. Another point, return of HR powers. I must commend the minister. Where province I come from is so huge. Western province and big province, na landmass by way of landmass. Now I am so thankful through you, Chair, that I read on this report that among other restructure, Western province is one of those that has been restored the powers of the HR powers. So, Mila talk, thank you, Taso. Now, on top of this plan, me ask him through your Chair, also decentralization of power is very, very important. Now, you are looking power block by work. I'm just thinking, suppose HR power, I'm already returning go back to the province. Now, number of powers, suppose only return him by government. And by nothing through your country by Ronde. Me look sabe ta sol lo narapla point where me like contribute speaker through you lo minister suppose you me classify or public service me realize it was public service sampla I work long you me or ministerial office, ministerial staffs, office below you, Mr. Speaker, plenty workman staff inside of Parliament too, plenty work underneath the press too. Now, do we classify these people, these offices, that we attach them to the ministerial departments as part of those public service supposed only retire? Are they entitled for this? And one point me like Resi come to you because plenty of man work in Parliament too. Plenty work law department or ministerial attachments, all staff, so only staff, time only finish. Do we recognize them also? Point where me like contribute to this debate. If through you the chair, suppose minister, you can take him note, now probably he can attend or otherwise, he can advise timely and give him the report lo BI. Tasol 5-minute debate lo me. Thank you, Speaker.
Well done. Honorable Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hope I can conclude debate on this particular matter. I rise to support the presentation of the 2023 and 2024 Annual Management Report by the Minister for Public Service, ably supported by his long-serving Secretary of Department of Personal Management. I also would like to elaborate further on the diagnostic, the desktop diagnostic by the Prime Minister on the costings of the public sector or public service and provincial public service. Mr. Speaker, public sector reform has been driven primarily by the Department of Personal Management, supported and even probed by the Parliamentary Committee on Public Sector, chaired by the ever-youthful Governor for Oro Province, with general oversight by the Ministerial Committee on Public Sector and chaired by the Deputy Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I hope that in the 12th Parliament that we're about to enter soon or shortly, we as a government might be able to elevate the importance of the public service to where it really should be, if not for anything else, just because of the high cost of maintaining it. And that's the topic I would like to just elaborate on and share with our colleagues in this Parliament the huge sums of money. Some might argue the disproportionate allocation of public funds to, as the Prime Minister so aptly put it, 1.5% of our population. So, Mr. Speaker, to try and really appreciate the cost of the public service, we need to compare it to the overall fiscal envelope or the overall budget we have in our country. If we look at our budget, as I've mentioned in the past, it's broken up into three sections. The operational component, that's made up of wages, goods and services. Then we have the capital, that's money for our projects, and then our interest bill. So from our 28 billion budget this year, the operational budget, which supports the public sector, totals 14.4 billion. That's 51% of our budget. Yeah, 51% of our budget. So as we all know, for every one kina, 51 toya goes to this, what we call disproportionate allocation, or small component of our population, the public service. And I'd like to give us a breakup of that to really appreciate the costing and why it's important that public sector reforms do get implemented, and why it's so important that our government must elevate its importance. So if we look at the breakup of this 14 billion, in this year's budget, wages, we're budgeting that at 7.8 billion kina. And that number will continue to rise, not for staff in the public sector per se, but in the all-important social sectors, health, where we need to meet SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, ratios that have been set for us. At the moment, I don't have the figures on me, but clearly, if we have one policeman per 1,000 persons, I know that we're well below those ceilings. So we need to catch up there. We all know we need much more nurses and doctors per head of population. We know it's the same for the teachers, And as a policy of this government, we've set those targets in this next 5 years. So when we see the public service wages grow, we would hope that this is in those critical areas where we are still way behind, and I know most of us in this House would agree to it. If you look at goods and services, so we talked a little bit about this morning, Prime Minister mentioned about the cost of wages, but it's not just the cost of wages that is really sucking up monies in our budget, it's the support component of the budget that goes with it. We call it goods and services. And this year's budget is 4.8 billion kina. 4.8 billion kina. So that's just to give you an idea, to appreciate more the costing, and to wind down my comments. I'd just like to put into perspective, into context, this amount, because it really sucks up on our cash flow, Mr. Speaker. It sucks up on our cash flow. So, for example, on our wage component of 7.8 billion, and by the way, the breakup of that, that's broken up into national departments, 2.7 billion. Our PHAs suck up a little bit over 1 billion. Our provincial administrations, 2.7 billion. Yeah, they suck up a little bit more than our national government departments, and then our state-owned authorities, a touch over 1.3 billion. Altogether, 7.8 billion. And of that budget for this year, we've warranted to date 4.3 billion. 4.3 billion, of which 4.1 billion has been expanded to date. So half of that budget, half of the 7.8, we've warranted already. My point is that's 4.3 billion going out there just for wages, before we have any money left over for our PIP, our projects. If you go down to goods and services, the breakup, goods and services in this year's budget is 3 billion. So the 4 plus 3 is the 7.8. And the 3 billion, again, broken up into those 4 categories. 2.2 billion goods and services for national government departments. 3.7 billion for national departments, 385,000 for PHAs, provincial administrations 752 million, state authorities 648. So of the 5.5 billion, we've warranted out 3.6 billion already. So just this year up until last week ending, we've warranted out just a touch under 8 billion, and that's got to go out. As the Prime Minister mentioned to you on the wage bill of about now 285 million a fortnight, that goes out, that must be paid before we even touch our projects. So that's the pressures that we face on our cash flow, and hence how very important it is that we elevate the importance of our public sector and make sure that it does meet your expectation and mine, as well as the people we represent. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The question is that the question be now put. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I ask leave of Parliament to move a motion without notice.
Is leave granted? Leave granted. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I move that Mr. Jimmy Miring Toro, Mr. Joseph Yopi Yopi, and Mr. Walter Snowbelt be appointed members of the Permanent Parliamentary Committee on Education.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I ask leave of Parliament to move a motion without notice.
Is leave granted? Leave granted. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I move Mr. Ricky Morris be appointed Deputy Chairman of the Permanent Parliamentary Committee on Communications.
Question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Parliament do now adjourn until tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m.
Question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, Parliament is now adjourned to tomorrow, 10 a.m.